Hello, everyone, and welcome to our training. I'm Melinda, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend. Um, we'd love for you to drop what you did in our comment section so we can get to know all of you a little bit better.
Absolutely. Today we're going to be diving into, I'm trying to think what we're doing. Yeah, we all had such really amazing holiday weekends. And it's hard to come back from that. But we are talking today about developing an abundance mindset. You know, we've been talking a lot about mindset, and abundance mindset is one of those things that's going to truly transform your life and open up that world of possibilities. So we're going to be talking about that too. We've talked about the opposite of this over the last couple of weeks, and we are now going to be able to discuss this. It's really cool to be able to talk about the positive side of it. And also this week, we're going to include a note down below. If you guys want to look at it, it'll be a short little workbook for you that you can click on or just write link or something like that, and we'll send it to you. So kind of keep an eye out for that if you are interested in taking some notes about what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so let's get started by understanding abundance mindset. This is something that I've struggled with for a really long time, just because I kind of feel like I was in this poverty mindset for a while. Because
that or being competitive, you know, it's like, am I in a poverty mindset or I'm just really competitive?
Right.
So, like one of those for me.
Yeah. So it is. Hold on just a second. Okay. So it's about shifting our perspective from like scarcity to abundance. And instead of focusing on limitations and lack, we can focus on those opportunities, gratitude, and the belief that there is enough for everyone. And abundance is really a state of mind, though. It goes beyond financial wealth. It's really an abundance in everything, an abundance of goodness, an abundance of food, an abundance of love. It is really about cultivating an abundance mindset in all areas of your life. So it's really important to understand where our relationship with each of these mindsets originate. And if we want to reflect on abundance, though, you have to really look at like what that means to you personally, because some people could really just care less about like the financial part of abundance, right? They really don't. That doesn't really drive them that much. It could be the abundance of love and giving and time, but you know, we've got to decide what blocks do you have when it comes to this, positive or negative, and what experiences has shaped your thoughts about this. So I want you to actually really, I want to encourage you to like journal about this.
Yeah, and I like that you mentioned that what we've talked about, a lot of times we do focus in on it as a financial, either a financial mindset or the lack of that. But you're right. I mean, when you're thinking about all these, really, it doesn't have to be a feeling of the finances. Even with poverty mindset, are you in a feeling of poverty for other things, like a lack of other things? With the abundant mindset, are you feeling that lack of love and all of that? So I love that you mentioned that too. And the journaling, y'all, such a great idea. That is, you know, really a way to get in touch with what you're really thinking too. So Melinda, let's talk about how we can cultivate this abundant mindset in our daily lives. I think you're on mute.
All right. So, really, the first step to becoming aware of our thoughts and our language is you've got to notice when you're thinking or speaking in terms of like scarcity. So, catch yourself when you say things like, I can't, or I don't have enough, or there's never enough time. I say that a lot.
Well, I think we all do too. And those are great points to catch yourself when you're saying things. I mean, it's like anything else that you might say that you'd rather not say, whatever it might be. It's like you stop yourself most of the time, or you can. Even with this, it's a way of programming your brain. Stop saying those things. And once we become aware of the scarcity based thoughts, then we can consciously go ahead and reframe those into the abundance based thoughts. So instead of saying, like Melinda mentioned, I can't, or gosh, I mean, I've said this so many times. My kids heard this and they'll come back and say, oh, I remember going and hearing this all the time. We can't afford that. We can't get that or whatever. Maybe say things more like, maybe not right now, or I'm open to finding creative ways to make it happen. That's a great way to reframe it with your kids. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, just say, oh, that's really cool. What are some ideas that we have that we can make this happen? I like that a whole bunch, instead of the whole I can't, we don't have enough mentality, which is what, I grew up that way. My kids have grown up that way. We try really hard now in our lives to model something different. And these little tips, that would be a great way to twist that a different direction.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that we need to understand is that like our thoughts really shape our reality. So it's crucial to cultivate positive and abundant thinking patterns. So another helpful practice is really to surround yourself with positive, like-minded individuals who also want to embrace that positive and abundance mindset.
Yeah, we've said that so many times. Surrounding yourself with the positive people, surrounding yourself with a good support. The statistics will say that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with or that you're closest to, and that would be outside probably of your family members. But if that's who your main people are, that's who you will become like. So positive people around you is going to make you a more positive person. I like that. Step 2. Practice gratitude. We've said that before too. Gratitude. We had Kathleen Reeser here last week. Gratitude plays a significant role in developing your mindset too, and developing that positive mindset. It shifts your focus from what we don't have to what we actually do have, which I think is a great way to do it, because we certainly know people who are in I mentioned this before, in a real situation of lack, and yet we still have something. And if you have breath in your body every day, you have something. So frame it into what you actually do have instead of what you don't have. Practicing gratitude every day can be transformative. If you weren't able to catch our interview last week with our friend Kathleen, highly recommend picking up one of her gratitude journals. If you go back on, and if you need her link, let us know. But definitely do that. Have some way that you are consistently taking notes of things that you're grateful for. I think is a really special idea.
Absolutely. And every day, take a few minutes to reflect on at least 3 things every day, 3 new things every day that you're grateful for. And it could be something as small as like a delicious cup of coffee, or like a significant achievement of something personal you've done. Maybe you decided you were going to start working out and you accomplished day 1. Hey, pat yourself on the back. As a mom, sometimes that's really hard to do, right? And this practice helps rewire our brains to focus on abundance rather than scarcity.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, celebrate those 1 days you might get that workout, because the next day may not happen. Even right now, that's one of the things after the holidays. It was like, okay, so I plan, and I'm going to say this out loud, because if you say it out loud, you have to hold yourself accountable then. Tomorrow, I plan to either go to the gym or both. I might do both of these. Go to the gym, work out some, and ride my bike around our area park that we have, at least twice around it, which would be like I think it's like 6 or 7 miles, something like that. But I got to get back into it. When I was at the beach, I was doing a lot more active stuff. I haven't been since all June. That's what I'm going to be doing. So there you go. I've thrown it out there to everybody. Check on me in a couple of days, see if I did that. I even messaged my brother, who and I can usually take off a lunch break or something. And I said, okay, Tuesday, I'm going to do this. But he won't be home until tomorrow night. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. But yeah, do those things. Make sure you're celebrating those goals. So I went off on a tangent there. Celebrate those goals, girl. And also express gratitude to others. Sometimes we get into a thing where we don't do that. And even just saying thank you can go a long way in fostering your personal positive relationships, but also in your brain that you're thanking someone, that you are saying thank you, and it can help with them too. So don't hold back that sort of abundance either. Also, offer that for, even if they're little things. Sometimes I don't want to say thank you for little things because honestly, my thought is, well, you should have been able to do that anyway. Of course, that's expected, but make a habit of just saying thank you. And that's, it's like, thank you so much, and let that go, and it's okay. So that would be what I would say. And step 3, so we've been through 2 ideas for you. Step 3, always take inspired action, y'all.
Yes. Yeah, inspired action is so important. And, cultivating an abundance mindset isn't just really about the positive thinking so much as it is about taking action. So once you start to shift your perspective and embrace that gratitude, start writing those things down. I used to have a gratitude wall where I just put one of those big, huge sticky note kind of things and on the wall, and every day I would write something, something I was grateful for about what my kids did, each one of them, and my husband, and this and that. And so it was really nice because not only did I do that, but and look at it often because I was in my office, but they also got to look at it. So that was really cool. But once you shift your perspective and embrace your gratitude, it's time to take on the opportunities that come your way. So start setting clear goals and create an action plan for yourself and actually write them down. Define your financial and business goals with clarity and be specific about what you want to achieve and create a plan to reach those milestones. And remember, break down your goals into smaller, actionable steps, and this will help you stay focused and motivated to continue.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And, you can't eat an elephant all at one time. Take a bite at a time, for sure. Embrace growth. We've said this before, step out of your comfort zone, because once you do embrace the fact that you can learn more, that you can move forward, then you'll start to see that there's things out there for you to try. Take calculated risk. Of course, don't go be irresponsible. But take calculated risk, try new strategies, new techniques, challenge yourself to expand beyond what you're doing now. And always remember that inspired action doesn't mean rushing or forcing things to happen. You might have to be just a little bit slower with it. It's like, even if it's just, for me, I'm not talking about abundance, but just, the working out thing. I'm not going to be up there every day this week, but maybe twice a week. Why not? Just make those little steps to start making something happen. And then you trust the process. Be open to those opportunities, because actually, once you start really reframing your thoughts, this is what's really cool. You'll start noticing more opportunities, because, it's kind of like when you buy a red car, all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere because you have now become aware of red cars. They were always there. It's just now you have a red car, so now you see more red cars. Well, that's the same thing with this. It doesn't just magically, multiply red cars because you bought one. Same thing with the abundance mentality. Once you shift that, you'll start noticing the opportunities that have been there, that are there, because you've shifted into the abundance thought. And I think that's super important, because you'll start noticing those opportunities, and they'll make you realize there is an abundance out there. So that was step 3 to think about. Step 4, again, abundance mentality and relationships. Melinda mentioned about the love, and that abundance and love is one of those 2. Developing a mindset also can extend to your relationships. And instead of, like I said, I'm competitive, so when I see others doing what I do, selling what I sell, or whatever, I start to get that little bit of competition going. Well, instead of viewing it as competition, celebrate them. Celebrate those people who are achieving things. Because their achievements don't mean you can't achieve. Their achievements don't make your achievements. Maybe they're not as great right now, but it doesn't make you smaller. So think about that, is that really, by having that mindset, you're going to start having a better relationship with the people that maybe are your peers, maybe in your similar situation, whatever. Go into the gym, whatever it is, you're looking around. Just because somebody else is lifting weights doesn't mean that the 5 pounds that I lifted were less weight. Is for me, that's a pretty good big deal. I might, not be able to do a 40-pound weight right then. I might just do 5 or 10. So start realizing that no one else's success diminishes your success. Keep that in mind. My thought.
Exactly. Yeah. So when we approach relationships with this abundance mindset, we open ourselves up to like collaboration, networking, and like mutual growth. So really today, together, we can achieve so much more than we can alone, right? Honestly, we were built for community anyway. So one last section, remember, building wealth in abundance is not always a smooth journey. I mean, it is going to ebb and flow, you guys.
It does.
Let's quickly discuss some common blocks on how to overcome them. So number one is scarcity mindset. So scarcity mindset is, we've talked about this before when we went over the poverty mindset. Recognizing scarcity thoughts and replace them with abundant affirmations, like challenging those limiting beliefs and reframe them into empowering ones. Like, oh, I can't do this. I'm so tired. Okay, I'm going to give myself 1 minute to take some deep breaths, and then I'm going to do as much as I can in the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to set a timer to do it. So instead of shutting down and turning it off, you're going to turn it back on with a little bit of some help, right? By twisting it to make it positive and then taking action. So, and number two is like fear of failure. So when we embrace the failure as a learning opportunity and a stepping stone to success, we're going to shift our perspective and see failures as valuable lessons on your path to abundance. So, fear of failure can be such an anchor to your growth. It can weigh you down so much that, what could have happened and what should have happened really should have been and could have happened. But you're so stuck and paralyzed by fear that you can't seem to get past it. So when we shift our perspective and we see failures as valuable lessons on our abundant path because we've learned from them, the mistakes, then we're able to push ourselves forward. And number three is building resilience. So cultivating resilience by practicing self-care, the working out, the grounding yourself, taking your shoes off, sitting in the grass, just breathing in the air, I know my kids and I do this. We make shapes out of the clouds, do something that's just totally like not even, what you would normally do, but it's a way of getting your mind off of things, but doing it in a healthy way and reconnecting with nature, going for a walk, right? And surrounding yourself with the support of a community that is positive and that has your back so you can bounce back from those challenges so much stronger than you ever did before.
Yeah, so that's such great points there, because resilience, being able to bounce back, is really a key to so much stuff. Knowing that this roadblock, this hurt, this whatever it is, isn't a forever mountain. It can be moved, and I like that a lot. And honestly, y'all, like all of the other mindsets that we've talked about, every one of them, including abundance mindset, is really a journey that, with consistent practice, can become a way of life. And you are going to be talking yourself sometimes back from from an edge, and of that, oh, despair, oh, woe is me, I'll think nobody likes me, everybody hates me, I'll think I'll eat some worms. Move forward from that, and if you can catch yourself, reframe it, move forward. That's a huge deal there. And it's never about being perfect, because we can't. Y'all know that this side of heaven, we cannot. It's never about being perfect. It's about embracing and moving forward, embracing the progress, and realize that abundance is all around us, and to continue to look around and see that, yeah, it's there and I'm part of it. And that's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Having that abundance mindset was something that I really, really struggled with for a long time, but those are all amazing, kind of amazing summary, Lisa. So when we start to shift our perspective and practice gratitude and take inspired action and foster abundant relationships, together we can create that life that's filled with endless possibilities. So we hope that this challenges you today, and we hope that it gives you hope and courage and strength to push forward and achieve and accomplish all your goals. But remember, until next time, slay those giant squirrels so you can embrace empower the yet in your life, happy, joyous, and free in Christ, and start changing your family tree. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.